Today I'm speaking with Mark Brennan. He's the CEO for Largo Resources. How are you today?
Good, Tracy. How are you?
I'm delighted to have you here because I haven't seen you since you started operations in Brazil. Talk to me.
Well, things are moving along very, very well. We're very excited. Production is now starting to ramp up, and this is the most exciting phase for the company that we've ever been in. I think what we're looking at is we'll see very strong growth in terms of our production numbers over the next few months, and for us, that's very exciting.
Okay, so let's talk about production numbers. What kind of production numbers?
Well, we're running right now about 40% of our total capacity, and we've told the market that we're waiting for 12 months, so say next June to be at 100%. I think we're going to show in the next 3 or 4 months that we're going to beat that schedule very comfortably.
All right, I would like to draw the InvestorIntel audience's attention to the fact that Largo is a vanadium producer, and think batteries. We're going to get to that in just a minute. So I understand that Largo is some of the most cost-effective production for vanadium in the world.
It will be the cheapest source of vanadium in the world, and cheaper than any other form of vanadium production. So what we're looking at is our expectation is that in December we will turn the profit line, and we'll be profitable from our production as of December.
Okay, so you're going to be profitable, and you just did a big private placement, $30 million.
Yeah.
So we have money in the bank, and you're going to be profitable in 12 weeks?
On operations. We'll be making cash from operations. So that's positive. We're still paying a lot of bank debt back. We're paying fees to the banks, et cetera, that we still have to look after.
I think it's important as well that, of course, clients and investors out there understand that there are companies that have gone from being advanced stage exploration to production. And here's an example, success story.
Yeah, this has been very successful as far as we're concerned, and I think there are a number of companies that have done this successfully as well. We came in with our construction less than 3% over budget, and the team has done a fantastic job.
And of course, you have offtake agreements.
We have an offtake agreement with Glencore. They take 100% of the material, they pick it up at the mine gate, and they pay us 20 days later.
And for some of our investors who are new to technology metals, critical materials, strategic metals, whatever you want to call them this week, can you tell us a little bit about what vanadium is used for?
Sure. Vanadium is used for the enhancement of steel. It's one of the most widely used alloys to make things stronger and lighter. In this day and age, when we're looking for tougher and lighter automobiles, planes, railway cars, railway lines, vanadium has been used as a really strong component of making things stronger and lighter. And that's very exciting. We're seeing growth of vanadium demand by about 5% per annum, even in a very recessed global economy. Okay,
well that's exciting because I was just about to ask you about that. And what kind of competition do you have out there for the production of vanadium?
Well, there are a number of producers of vanadium out there. Mostly are large. It's a small component of a large company. You have Everats out of Russia. You've got Glencore out of South Africa producing vanadium. You've got Pangang in China. Those are the three major producers, and otherwise, we will be the only pure play vanadium producer.
Now, you have an analyst conference call coming up in the next 48 hours. Would you like to give us some highlights of what you'll be discussing?
Sure. Well, I think that the markets are a little bit concerned about lots of different things right now, and so we're going through a little bit of a rougher patch in the sector. But I want to go out and tell the market that we're doing very well. Not to put us in the same category as some other companies that are suffering, and to look at Largo as actually growing throughout this phase and actually doing very, very well. So I remain and the team remain very excited for our prospects, and we think this is actually a very good opportunity for people to be reconsidering Largo.
Because of what's happening in the market right now, and because you're a leading expert on vanadium, I thought I would take an opportunity just to ask you some questions about vanadium and the overall vanadium market presently. I think we were discussing batteries, for instance, because everyone's talking about Tesla, this gigafactory, and so the rush is on, of course. I keep telling people that they should be chasing after the battery manufacturers, not Tesla, because, so talk to me about batteries.
Well, first of all, we've always focused on the steel market, and that has been for the past 5 years, we watch the battery market very closely, but we've never really gone into that in depth. We've never gone out advertising the battery market. I'm starting to get very, very bullish on the battery market. As you know, California, by 2020, they have to have 50% of their energy needs used by renewable fuels or renewable power. And the fact is batteries are going to have a huge component component there. And I think that the vanadium redox battery is a contender to be one of the best proponents for storage. So from that perspective, I think we could see an exponential growth in vanadium demand coming from battery usage.
All right, I'm going to back you up again, because we're all, talking about lithium and graphite and batteries. Talk to me about the vanadium redox battery. Is that what you just said?
It is the vanadium redox battery. So essentially, the storage of energy for renewable wind or solar power is, as Morgan Stanley said today, is the holy grail. And I believe that we will find a solution to the storage for off-peak usage. And I think one of the strongest contenders there is the vanadium redox. And the vanadium redox has the ability to scale up to huge size. So it can go to very, very large, up to 30, 50 megawatts. So from that perspective, I think there's a very good chance the vanadium redox battery will be a strong contender for storage.
Well, you're going to have money in the bank by December. Or will you be looking at acquisitions?
Well, right now the first focus that we have is really just growing the asset base we have. The project we have, it will be over time probably the largest vanadium producer in the world. It is a very large property that we have. We will go into an expansion starting next year, and next year what we'll look at is we'll look at a 50% capacity expansion. And my belief is that what we'll find is that we'll probably go into a third and fourth and fifth stage of expansion. We're looking to spend $35 million next year or early 16 on the expansion, and that should derive about $40 million additional cash flow per year. So the return on capital is actually pretty good with just expanding our existing operations.
Well, Mark, I can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Thank you, Tracy.